Let's talk about variables. Variables are used to pass parameters between various actions and objects. There are multiple ways to create the variables. First of all, we have global variables. These are static variables and they're usually used to separate development environment from production or testing. Then it is also possible to create variables and access them using scripts. And the last way of creating objects is by using workflow actions. Here we have basic action called select variables. You just double click on it. We check write variables option. This option is very useful for debugging. And then click on user defined variables tab and click plus to create new variable. Let's call it message. And we call it hello, the value. Let's run it. Now, if we go to execution log, you can see the actual execution log, and here is a list of all the variables available to the action during execution. And this list is a list of variables updated by this action. So it makes it very easy to debug what is happening. Let me add one more action. Show message. Show message action has a parameter called message, and every parameter has a type. So the type can be static, variable, environment variable, or calculated. Let's say set it to variable. Here's our message. Variable, let's run it. Okay. As you can see, the parameter value was replaced with variable value. Now, it is also possible to insert multiple values by typing. We can type something here. Or we can select the variable from the list. Or if you double click in the middle, you'll see another dialog which allows us to enter the variable name or any text we want. For example, let's run it again. As you can see, the message is different now. So what else can we do with variables? So we can obviously delete variable. Then we have load variable. What load variable does, it loads content of the file into the variable. Then we have file to variables. It loads multiple variables from the file, where every file line represents a variable and variable value. There is example documentation about it. We have another one called file line to variables. It works slightly differently. So it assumes that the first line of the file holds a list of variable names, and the second line of the file, the variable values. It is useful in some of the cases. It's also possible to load variables from the database. Again, the software assumes that the SQL statement has two fields, and the first field is variable name, and the second field is variable value. And there is another way of doing it, loading list of variables from SQL record. It works slightly differently. So in this case, the variable name is actually the field name, and the variable value is the field value. It is also possible to use variable to loop over database or files, etc. This option is used widely across our software. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.